This is Anthony Harris. You're listening to the broadcast and live stream of the United Smart Broadcasters Collective. And we promise to bring you great content and also interesting visuals. Now, we promise that if you're a good listener, we'll be a good communicator, and communications is the key. If you have any questions about our organization, please contact His Lordship on IG at His Lordship 2020. That's right, His Lordship 2020 on Instagram. We promise you great sound quality, stimulating visuals, and great conversations, because we also listen too. So thank you for tuning in to His Lordship live stream.
Days later, Nature Boy pops up on and I had been watching his Facebook page after that initial moment for about 2 weeks, up to maybe a month or so. And I was watching his videos on the Facebook platform, and I remember saying to myself, dang, he's out in nature. And at that time, 3 years ago, damn near 3 years ago, he was always talking about the knowledge. He was way more focused on the knowledge than what he is now. Way more focused. He applied it a little bit more. Not all of it, but just a little bit more in the past than now. So it was more of the knowledge to the forefront when I ran into him. And the knowledge was the reason why I decided to move. The knowledge was the reason why I decided to change my lifestyle, because I have very strong opinions and strong beliefs. After time, to fast forward a little bit, after time went on, I realized after those 3 years that Nature Boy only takes the knowledge that he so quote unquote teaches and puts out there. He uses it as a gimmick to touch people around the world. And when you find him, as soon as you find him, you'll find a video of him saying something smart or intelligent, and you'll fall in love with him. Then when you tune into his Instagram, you see his personal life, and he's charming, and he's doing this, and he's doing that, and he's saying this, and he's saying that, like a wizard, a magician, to reel in who he is going to attract to him in that moment in time. So in the instance of going back to me, when I seen him in that moment, he had a woman already, so I wasn't even interested. I don't do polygamy. I don't do the multiple situationship with multiple sex partners. I don't do that. That's not who I am. I don't agree with that because of my own personal beliefs and opinions about how a relationship or two people are supposed to come together. Nevertheless, it's so much information in one moment in time. But nevertheless, as I got to know him more, as I got to be around him more through OMEC, because I wasn't really ever around him to see all of the things he do and everything. It was Yaya at the time who was closer to him, and she wound up leaving because of the same reasons why I left. And I didn't realize that she didn't share a lot of that information, because when you're in his presence, you can't share information about how you truly feeling and how you actually feel, because you're going to get criticized, you're going to get scrutinized, you're going to get insulted intellectually, insulted emotionally, mentally abused. In my case, I was physically abused multiple times. And you're just gonna get squashed and put down and gaslighted, and you're just gonna be put down to the extreme degree, to the point where you could be in a room with everybody in carbonation and everybody's agreeing with him and everybody's saying what he wants them to say and agreeing with what he wants them to agree with. And that happened to me a lot of times that happened to me, because I've had a thought and an opinion about something that we was doing that I felt like we should do different, and everybody is going against what the good thing that I'm saying, but hyping up the bad shit that he wants to do. So everybody who ever touched carbonation, you have to condone in the behavior with Nature Boy for it to exist. And at one point in time, I was condoning that behavior because I felt like, and I thought that I loved him, because I felt and I thought that I could help him become a better man through me, through my personality, through the good being that I am. But in fact, it wasn't the case. It was actually that aspect was used against me. It was used in a way to manipulate me and put me in a situation where people would look at me side eye and people would be like, oh, like, who is who she really say she is? Like, everything that he has done to me has always been used against me, has always been used to put me down and put everybody else down, around him. And he's running from his responsibility of owning up. So he's running from his responsibilities. He's running from what he's done. He's running from his decisions. And all he's doing now in his life is continuing to build karma upon that foundation that he's fucked up so many times with not only myself, but many other people before me. So at the end of the day, I have to protect my child. I have to protect her with everything in me, even if that means to let go of what no longer serves me emotionally and spiritually. I cannot allow men to come into my life and torture me with her growing up and I'm taking care of her. I have to make a situation for her that is very stable so that she can grow up as a young woman, knowing her strength, knowing her worth, knowing who she is, so that when people come into her life, she could be able to tell the fake shit. She could be able to look at a motherfucker without him saying nothing and be like, that nigga ain't right. God already told me. Bitch, I already got your number. So that she won't have to go through what I went through. I have to pave the way for her so that she doesn't have to go through what I went through. I don't want Eliana to go through what I went through. And honestly speaking, this is why I went back all of those other times, because I needed to get the emotional clarity, the emotional understanding that I got right now in this moment to keep my ass where I am right now. I needed to go through that. As unfortunate as it was and unfortunate as it is, and everything that has went on within that spectrum, you can't cry over spilled milk. I can't cry over spilled milk. And the only thing that I know now in my life is that I have so much more wisdom than what I had times before. All of the times before. I have so much clarity